Now that is the brilliant work of DJ Didan, who is in studio today just to get us into that weekend mood. But now it's time for hot topics, and of course our gospel musician in the house is joining us for that. On my far right, Masterpiece will be giving us the gospel side of things in terms of our trending news. And also we have Quinta Mbori, who is the Pulse Nairobian editor. Last time I said Nigerian, now today I'm saying, but you are an editor from the Nairobian, our paper that comes out every Friday. And then lastly but not least, Stevens Mwendo, our regular on the Friday show, who is Pulse editor, who's going to take us through what's happening on the topics that are being covered by the Pulse. Should we start with the paper? I feel like we should start with the paper.
Just like the way you call it gospel artists, when you just box in there and it feels like, oh my goodness.
No, feel free. I'm not restricting you.
Do you know why I'm saying that? Because these guys I know, they just want to reach out to these young people and all that. Sometimes when you make it like gospel,
you are the gospel artist speaking for the gospel. No, feel free, feel at home, speak on whatever topics, because you're not restricting yourself to gospel topics. So speaking about everything, so feel free, Masterpiece. You're uko nyumbani. Now we'll start with you.
I think we just pick it from anywhere, because the hot topic is what Pulse would bring to fall on a morning like this. And I know that people have been following everything. And like we say, news break every day and every hour.
And something caught my eye, the back of the Pulse, the model today. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you could just show
the back of the Pulse is actually one of our own. That's Piera McKenna, the DJ, who was actually celebrating her birthday last night, where Boyo was. With great men like Kira and the rest. I know many birthdays going on last night, and that's part of the topics that we have, that people celebrating, and not just celebrating birthdays, but one of them was Annalisa, who just was the topic yesterday, the day before yesterday, and more so last night when she unveiled the ring. I think you saw that.
Yes. So she revealed that she's engaged. Before that, Bonfire CEO said that she's pregnant, so there's too much speculation.
A lot of speculation around
the pregnancy, and then in time again she just released she's engaged. So
who is she engaged
to counter that?
Is it the musician?
Definitely the musician. Yes.
I just like the way she went and said, everybody's congratulating me. What is going on here? You know, like somebody broke the news that you're expecting,
pregnant, basically.
And then we discovered that it was a story about something else. When you see the developments happening yesterday and all the way to last night, and I believe going on this morning, a lot going on. And I don't know if Masterpiece is also going that direction.
As an insider.
No, I'm still young now.
Oh, yeah?
Still young. Let's just preach the gospel first. Then.
No, not because I said your gospel.
No, but that's.
Are you dating Masterpiece?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just put you on the
here again.
He said he's too young, so we'll respect. Let's respect
that story that's enjoined with the Annalisa story actually on page 4 of the Pulse magazine is the story about Diamond against Zari and
Diamond, the back and forth.
And there was a lot of back and forth.
I watched the interview on the whatever radio station that was, and he did curiously decide to open up about the wrongs that Zari did to him when they were married or dating or whatever that situation was. So he comes out and said she cheated on him with half of the Form of Peace Square singing group, and then talks about some more cheating with a personal trainer, because she was into fitness a while back. If you follow her on Instagram. And why I was concerned, why now? Is it because she now has a new man? What do you think?
I think Diamond is the king of timing. He does not release any song
without drama,
without any intention, without hype to push that song. He just released the one. And to push that song, he decided this is the right time. He's gonna address the cheating allegations. He's gonna talk more about the relationship. He has how many years? 2 years now
about it, all along.
He should have talked all that time, but he chose this specific time.
At
the same time, Zari is on her peak. She's just about to move on. She's announcing the big wedding.
Yes.
So why not ride on that to push my brand?
Yeah, it's all publicity,
push my song.
Yeah.
But again, what comes out is who is smart now. I mean, among the three of them, because now Diamond says you cheated on me.
You cheated on me.
And I'm telling her what happened during that time. And she comes out ranting and, speaking words that we can mention on this show.
Unprintables.
And the young girl, Tanasha, goes ahead and says, I respect all the women. I am not saying anything bad.
But Tanasha has really tried to steer clear of the drama. It is an opposite to what the situation was with Wema Sepetu when Diamond moved on to Zari. It was a lot of back and forth and had the teams going on and on. But now it's a bit mellow because I think Tanasha does not want to get too much into that.
When you see the whole thing play out, Diamond accused Zari of cheating. Zari said he was not fired back, saying he was not paying child support. Diamond said, yes, I was paying child support $2,000 per month, and allowed Zari to sleep to stay in the house with the kids. But now I want it formal. My lawyers told me it needs to be formal. That's when she went silent. And then Zari again comes out and says something about Tanasha. You should not believe him, cheating a man. So she was not winning in this conversation with Diamond. So she decided, why don't I attack the wife, the girlfriend, and it becomes a bigger issue, and we move from where I'm in hot fire to something
she was
else.
basically deflecting.
And to him, I mean, you just said artists would, provoke some battles because they want to do something.
To create
I don't know
publicity.
If would try to...
How does it work? Tell us, Masterpiece.
Exactly.
I think.
Does it help the song get more viewership?
Yeah, of course. That's why you're talking about him right now. And you're talking about the new song. So I think it's strategies and...
Would you do that?
Would you do that, actually?
No, I've never done that, and I don't think I'll do that.
Your brothers have done that a lot.
Those are my brothers, that's not me. I don't believe in such. If song is gonna be big, it's gonna be big. Right. But if song it doesn't have potential, hata tusukumeaje hiyo wimbo, haitaenda mahali.
Have you had ever such an experience where you felt like if I know we don't do that, but you felt like if this song, if I added some spice to it, like some news controversy, it would actually work for me?
No, I don't think so, because all my songs, hapo ndio God amesema zifike.
Okay,
if God atamua kunipea mega hits, I don't have to push things a lot. It'll come to pole pole tu.
Now we are having some more news about teenagers, and you're a young guy. On the Pulse, on page 7, I think, we're having some story about teenagers being addicted to pornography. I mean, it's so devastating that at such an early age they're hooked to such habits that are really hard to shake off. What do you think, especially you being the editor?
This is a report that was released last week about young people and the trends that they follow, stories of leadership, values that they have, and it's a very elaborate story. I mean, research that was done, and that's a big story, really, even if it's not the longest story in past. I think that's a bigger story because kids are on holidays and it's talking about teenagers, and I think as much as we are here to entertain teenagers and young people, I think we also have a moral obligation just to check and take care of what's going on, and the parents should know what's going on. And so when I mean, a great majority of young people, and most of them, coming from the age of 13 to 17, would say I've watched pornography.
Imagine
I've had a lot of sex discussions with my peers and all that, and vis-a-vis the basics that they should know and be talking about in life, it becomes
things like
very
consent, things about safety and diseases. These are all things that are left out when you're learning about your sexuality through pornography. I don't think you get to learn about the dangers and the other elements that come out when you're engaging in such behavior, because eventually it will lead into you getting curious and engaging in that, and these are dangerous times.
And the numbers are big. The numbers that are there are big, and that's why everybody should just grab the powers and read.
See how the youth are affected.
Taking example of Johnson Mokazi, who recently opened up about porn addiction. He said he was recruited by a fellow classmate. So that is how easy it can be. But him, it was in a ghetto level where he went to the movies for adult content. But now there are so many ways to plug in. Phone, you can plug in through either by browsing, by WhatsApp, someone sending you, by computers, so
and
by DVDs, by CDs,
by
what's it called, the stick, Bluetooth. So there's so many ways to plug in. So as parents, you just have to watch.
Yeah, and is it a thing of them not having alternatives, something better to occupy their minds? What do you think the problem is?
I think what I saw again in the report, and it's not just pornography and sexual issues. There's a lot more. They talk about leaders they like, drinks they do like, and this is so shocking that they would say, I would find myself taking alcohol as opposed to soda and juice. And those are big numbers they're talking about. So you just think, what time do they do this? Where is probably the parent or the guardian who's supposed to be taking care of this? And the report says actually most of these things are learning from the media, not necessarily from us.
Movies and such.
But like she's saying, there's so much, an open ground where they can learn all these things, internet and everywhere. It's open for them that it's very hard to guard and govern what they would watch and see, whatever it is.
It's more of curiosity.
And they're at an age where they're hormonal, they're curious, they want to know, and they haven't perhaps found an avenue to channel all their energies. And then this is easy, it's laying about, it's being shared on groups, and they're excited, peer pressure. I guess it all feeds into
I would like to know from the young.
Yeah, me too. I would
parents and guardians should be wanafaa wajue watoto wanafanya nini. They should be more careful and they should talk to their kids more. Because I think parents they tend to be very harsh to the kids. They're not close to the kids. But if parents and guardians are going to be close to the kids, if they're going to be best friends and they advise them on such things, because I think parents, they don't like talking about such things with their kids, but that's not a good thing. Parents, they should talk about such things with their kids. They tell them the effect of such things, because hawa watoto unapata vitu kama hizo wanatoa shule, wanatoa kwa marafiki zao ambao hao marafiki zao hawaambii na wazazi. But if their parents could take more
to be all open about
more
it
open
and have
about
conversations
to the kids about such things, I think it could be.
In fact, out of the same report, those would say they learned about sex, and I think that's now sex education, and you should take care of yourself. They say they learned it from their parents, and in particular, they say they are close to their mothers.
Okay.
And there was no story of I had this from my father.
Yeah, but that's now lopsided, because I would imagine a boy would be better off learning about their sexuality from their dad, and if the dad is not open about it, there is so much that the mother can teach you, and then you have your friends who are running around with all these videos, then you get curious, right?
And last of it, and that's what they say, who is the person who is close to in your family, then they say it's my sister, it's my auntie, and probably not my father.
Yeah, so there's that disconnect between the parents, and of course things to keep them more occupied, maybe sports. Gone are the days where we were very excited about these tournaments, and we are all on our phones, and I think it's not healthy, and it's not helping us anymore. Now, aside from all that, there's the Avengers coming out, and everybody is going crazy. This is supposed to be the ultimate movie. Everyone wants to watch it. What do you think? Are you excited about the movie?
I am. I think I've watched all Avengers and all that. It's in the paper again, my editorial, that IMAX, we are coming today. We don't care whether you give us tickets or not. I sit wherever we sit and sit. The past team, and I know the Hot Topics team, Mike is there, of course. We always watch these movies with you. I think we're excited about Avengers, and this being the end game.
Yeah, is it really the end? Because I feel like this is a franchise that has made billions for the makers. I mean, would it be really the end? Do you think it's the end?
It is the end, because there has been so much anticipation.
Yeah.
And I remember it premiered in, what's it called? In the Muslim countries.
Yeah.
And there was someone who took a phone video and posted it on Twitter, and there was a big outrage of the last 5 minutes spoiler.
Oh no!
Until the company had to release a press statement. Yes, there was a spoiler release. So it's a big franchise, and it's definitely the end, because that guy won't take the risk that much.
I mean, maybe I'm in denial, but I'm hoping it's not the end. Somehow they're going to surprise us. What do you think? Are you excited about the movie coming up?
About me, I'm not a fan
You're
of
not
movies.
a fan? Oh no.
But leo lazima tukaitizame.
Yeah.
You must go watch that movie today.
Yeah. Of course, we're going to be stampeding to IMAX like you.
This is so big. I don't know the last time, I forget GOT, and 2 weeks ago this happening. I think this is also big. Everybody's calling everybody who can secure a ticket.
I know,
and can we go? Can we tag along and cite that kind of a thing? But I think this is one of the most anticipated movies of 2019, and so yes.
Yeah. And about the casting, is the Wakanda team going to be part of this one? Because I hear so this is going to be exciting also because they are.
As a matter of fact, some few people in Kenya have already watched this because on Wednesday there was a little viewing, and I know just last night there was a little viewing. So yes, don't think we don't know that you watched that. We are still going for the real premiere, which is today.
Yeah. So let's move on to the Nairobian. There's a very honestly, cholera police cell. A man was trying to escape cholera and then found himself behind bars. Please tell us about this top story. I find the title so interesting.
So we have a city lawyer who took kids for his relative and some of the kids he adopted for a checkup, and only to be arrested on sex abuse because it was determined that some of the kids were sexually abused, and they said it is the person. On page 22 we have our feature, which is about how do brides deal with going to the loo during the wedding. It's something that no one talks about it. Apparently there's a specific diet they're supposed to take 2 days before the wedding to deal with that. So get to know brides to be. Get on page 22 and read more
Get
about
yourself
that.
in shape. Yeah.
Yes. So that is what we have as the main stories for today.
And I'd like to correct.
And there's the column there on page 34 again, moving towards what you're talking about, addictions, funny ones there for men.
Addictions,
could you
some of us we cannot talk about them at this hour. And I'd like to correct myself. You are Cheptoek Boyo, not Quinton Boyo.
Sometimes they look the same. They have this color.
It's a color thing. And last time she was also seated right there, so I guess that's that. Okay, tell us what's happening in the weekend. What should people be looking out for aside from Avengers?
We just came from a long Easter weekend. Those ones of like burnout. It's like next weekend I'm going to stay home or I just go watch the movies and all that. But I know there's so much going on over the weekend, and it's all on page 3 of the pulse. The gigs, I've seen many gigs going on in Nairobi, and I just say that grab your pulse and get your guide to the weekend. A little activities going on. I know there's a tree planting somewhere in Nyayo where a few celebrities are going to be tomorrow. My friends are going. I could be going, but yes, I think the guide for the weekend is just right there with you, and we will know where everybody's gonna be.
Like you said, get a copy of the pulse and just see what's happening, and get yourself a plot. You can't just stay indoors, even though it's raining. Just get out there.
Not an excuse.
It's not an excuse for a boring weekend. And also perhaps how can people get your new song or your songs and just get to enjoy?
Yeah, they can get my new song on YouTube. Search Masterpiece on YouTube. Yeah.
And just to add on that, what plans are there for the future? Any shows, any events?
Yeah, this weekend I'll be in Thika.
Thika?
Yeah,
okay,
I'll be
cool.
in Thika. And then August, every year we do concert in my hometown Mwingi. Last year we had a gig there, my homecoming was there, and this year August we're doing it again in Mwingi.
So if somebody wants to get to Thika, where exactly can they come to? How can they get the tickets? How much? Where exactly?
Just go to my Instagram, Masterpiece King _ they get every detail is there.
It's not too expensive, I hope.
No. You consider the local manainchi.
Yes, especially with all this conversation about the economy and how difficult things are. I guess we could use some affordable fun, especially with our young talented musicians such as you, Masterpiece.
And by the way, supporting that, I mean, this is going to be worthwhile. Whoever doesn't have something to do, you better be in Thika. It's the only other place where you find a club called Pulse.
Yes. Oh, you just had to do that. You just had to do that. Now, thank you so much, my esteemed panelists, for joining us to just summarize the events of the week in the entertainment scene.